Amber, you guys. You didn't have a wedding ceremony, but you said you were going on a honeymoon.
Hello, Mom. Yes, we are. We are going on our honeymoon.
When is it?
We haven't decided yet. We both have work commitments, so Spencer and I were talking about taking our time to think about it after we've settled down as newlyweds.
So you haven't decided on a specific date yet? I'll be in a bind if you don't decide soon.
What? Why would you be in a bind? What's wrong?
There are things to arrange when you take time off.
I understand.
Let me know when you decide on the date.
Spencer, sorry to bother you at work. Can you talk now?
I just finished work. What's up?
I got a message from your mother asking me to decide on a date for the honeymoon as soon as possible.
Why, Mom?
I don't know, but what do you want to do?
I see. I'll coordinate next month's vacation at work today, so let's talk about it when I get home.
Okay, I'll decide when I can take off next month too, before I leave today. We both confirmed our vacation days, and after talking about it that night, we decided to take a week off the last week of next month. In the meantime, I called my mother-in-law. Sorry for the delay, Mom. We've decided on a date for our honeymoon.
Well, finally! So, when is it?
We decided to go the last week of next month.
The last week of next month? Okay, I'll take a vacation then.
Are you going to do something too?
Depends on where we're going. Have you decided where you're going?
What? Us? Not yet. We're thinking about it now. At any rate, now that we've decided on a date, I thought I'd hurry up to let you know. You seem to be in a hurry, so...
Yes, I have my own plans, so it's natural for me to be impatient. You'll let me know where you're going as soon as you decide. I'll make my plans accordingly. By the way, I'd like to go somewhere cool. I'm not good at making reservations, so you do it, okay? And of course, you guys will pay for it. I can go on a trip for free. That's great. I'm looking forward to the trip.
What did you say? I just want to make sure of one thing.
What is it?
A honeymoon is just going to be the two of us, right?
Of course. Isn't that what a honeymoon is? On the contrary, who would you take? Oh, pets? But neither of us have pets, right?
Right? Oh, thank God. I thought your mother was coming.
My mother? Why?
Actually...
This is suspicious. I have a bad feeling about this.
I wonder if your mother is planning to come after all. I'd like to think that's impossible.
Well, I'll check just to be sure.
Please do.
Mom, she's going to come with us on our trip.
Seriously?
Mom hasn't been on a trip like that since Dad died, so she's really looking forward to it. I guess it would be hard to take her with us, wouldn't it?
Are you kidding me? It's our honeymoon. You said it would be just you and me. It's not like taking a pet.
That's true, but...
We can take her separately on another trip after we come back from our honeymoon. Why does she have to come with us on our honeymoon? It's not like a regular trip, okay?
That's right. Sure. Okay, I'll tell Mom.
I couldn't believe my mother-in-law wanted to come along on our honeymoon. But I was also shocked that my husband asked if he could take my mother-in-law along. Then, I got a message from my mother-in-law.
Amber, it's not very nice to not take me on the trip.
Mom, this is our honeymoon. Please, let me go with my husband alone. Instead, let's go on a family vacation as soon as we get back, okay?
You two just got married. Going on 2 trips is a waste of money.
You're the one who said you wanted to go.
You're going the last week of May, right?
So it's a honeymoon.
What are you? You want to make me an outcast? Wow, what a terrible wife you are.
No, that's not what I meant. It's our honeymoon, so...
You know, you can't treat your parents that way. You're not nice. You really aren't. I'm so disappointed in you. I can't believe you're going to be my daughter, even if it's in-law. If it's going to be like this, I should have put my foot down more firmly.
Excuse me?
After all, your marriage to Spencer was a mistake.
Please don't say that.
You didn't even have a wedding. You didn't greet your relatives. It's an embarrassment for our family to think that someone like you is in it.
What do you mean, embarrassment? We didn't have a wedding, but we made the rounds. You don't have to go that far.
I don't want to hear your excuses. You'll see.
What do you mean?
Look forward to the day of the trip.
Being told something so unreasonable made me really mad. And it was a bit deep and sinister. The next day, I got a message from Spencer's sister, Molly. She's a sensible person and I love her like a real sister. Can you talk right now? Molly, long time no see. What's going on?
Actually, my mom is trying to make some weird plans. I thought I'd better tell you first. It's called a tip-off.
What? What do you mean?
She said she's going on your honeymoon with you, and things happened, didn't they?
Yep.
I'm trying to stop it, and then she said you shut her out, and she started thinking of weird things.
So, what are the weird things?
There's a girl I grew up with in the neighborhood named Jane. She recently got divorced and came back to town. Mom said she's going to take her with her.
Where?
On your honeymoon.
Huh? How? Why? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I really don't understand it either, but I'll tell it like it is. Mom is planning to have Spencer and her get married.
What?
Our mother said that Spencer and Jane will get married because they've known each other since childhood. She says that you aren't suitable as a wife, so she wants Jane to be her daughter-in-law.
But he's married to me now. That's impossible.
So really, I don't even want to imagine what she's thinking. I'll stop her on my end. I just thought I'd let you know.
I see. Thank you. I don't know what that means, but I got another unknown message at night that was strange. I never get messages from strangers, so I guess I didn't turn off the automatic friend setting.
You must be that girl called Amber.
Who are you?
I'm Spencer's fiancé-to-be. I'm better for him than someone like you.
What? Spencer is my husband. I don't know if he's suitable or not, but we're already married.
For now, maybe it's just a matter of time.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Who are you?
It's a secret. You'll find out sooner or later. By the way, it's a secret until the day of the event, so don't tell anyone that you got a message from me.
Even if you tell me not to tell, if I get a message like this, I'll go straight to the police.
I don't want you to go to the police. I can't tell you because she told me not to tell anyone until the day of the party.
She?
Well, all I can say is that you're still too naive to be so hated by your mother-in-law.
Wait, by she, do you mean my mother-in-law has something to do with this? I see you mean my mother-in-law, right? Did you get my contact from her? I never said that. I'm just making a general statement. Huh? So what were you trying to say? I told you. I'm just saying it's something to look forward to until the day of the event. You really are a hard person to talk to. That's why people don't like you. It's probably that girl named Jane. She might be a little crazy, sending me a message asking her to keep it a secret. By the looks of the message, it's clear that my mother-in-law was involved, even though she said it was a secret. However, I thought that the fact that she directly contacted me meant she was making a move, so I thought I had to do something. So that's when I came up with an idea. I didn't want to tell my husband and have the information leaked to my mother-in-law, so I thought about it on my own and made preparations. Then, I sent a message to my mother-in-law. Mom, about the trip, I thought of a destination.
Oh, really? And where did you decide?
Washington.
Washington, D.C. I've always wanted to go there. You picked a great place.
You want to go to Washington, D.C.? I never knew that.
I haven't been there yet. I've always wanted to go there.
Then check out the popular tourist spots in Washington, D.C. and choose the places you want to go to, okay? Once you have decided, I'll make some hotel reservations. Try to do it as soon as you can so we can get a good hotel.
Okay, I'll do that.
The next day, I got a message from my mother-in-law. She didn't seem to have the slightest idea that I knew about the girl and told me about all the places she wanted to go to. I made reservations for transportation and accommodations that would allow her to go there. Even though it was for the sake of an operation, I'm so kind, aren't I? Just to be safe, the day before the trip, I called my mother-in-law. About tomorrow, you have a 9 a.m. flight, okay?
Not like you guys.
Ours is at 10.
Why not the same time? Usually, we would fly on the same plane, wouldn't we?
We couldn't get reservations for flights leaving at the same time.
I see. Then I'll go early and have a cup of coffee.
You already got the plane tickets from Spencer, didn't you?
Don't worry. I've heard about the hotel where we'll stay. I've also checked out the nearby sites. I'm going to do a lot of sightseeing.
I'm glad to hear that. Let's have a good time. After saying that, I ended the conversation. The next day, my husband and I boarded a plane and arrived at our destination. While we were having lunch at the destination, my husband started to worry about his mother, so I told him about my plan. At the same time, I received a message from my mother-in-law.
Amber, you haven't arrived yet. I arrived long ago and I'm waiting for you in Washington.
We've arrived.
Really? Where are you?
Pittsburgh International Airport.
Huh? Washington, right?
Pittsburgh.
Why are you in Pittsburgh?
We're on our honeymoon.
You said you were going to Washington, D.C.
I didn't say that. You said you wanted to go to Washington, D.C., didn't you?
Wait a minute. Look, you said Washington, D.C. yourself.
I checked my history too. I didn't say that.
Don't just lie to me.
Take a good look at it. Washington, right?
That's why I said it.
I did say we were going to Washington. In fact, I'm on my way there now. But it's not the Washington you're talking about.
What's the difference? Washington is Washington. There's only one, isn't there?
We're on our way to Washington City, in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is my hometown. And because it's Washington City, there's no D.C.
So why did you lie to me about going to Washington when you were really going to Pittsburgh? Did you trick me?
You probably misunderstood, but Washington City is in Pittsburgh.
What? Anyone would assume it's Washington, D.C. That's common sense.
I'm sorry, but I never said Washington, D.C. I just said Washington. You said you wanted to go to Washington, D.C., so I made a reservation for you there.
What's with that? You should have told me. Why were you being so deceptive? You're really mean, aren't you?
Whether I told you or not, you're the one that said you wanted to go to Washington, D.C. I, the daughter-in-law, have no place to tell you differently. Because if I pointed out your mistake, it would embarrass you. So I booked airline tickets to Ronald Reagan Airport. And I made hotel reservations. What's the problem?
I wanted to go with you both.
I was thinking about it too, but you were really pushing for Washington, D.C. We had just recently been to Washington, D.C., so we decided to go to Washington City in Pittsburgh.
You should come to Washington, D.C. now.
That's impossible. We're in Pittsburgh.
Just come.
Why? Is there something you need us to do for you?
I'll explain when you get here. Quickly.
I don't want to.
You're really pissing me off. I don't need a daughter-in-law like you. You'll see. I'll kick you out of my family. There's someone better for Spencer.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Then, Jane, is it? She doesn't make you upset. So it's great you were able to go with her, right?
How do you know about her?
I think I know everything. Her parents are also there. And it looks like you were planning to have some type of marriage meeting, right?
Not really. I have no idea what you're talking about.
By the way, I got a message from someone named Jane the other day.
What? What's she doing sending you a message?
But that's not the point. Are you going to be okay? You paid for today's trip and accommodations, didn't you?
That's right. So come right away. I didn't bring any money because I thought you guys would pay for it.
See? I knew it. Isn't Jane's family there? If you don't have enough money, you'll have to ask everyone else to pay for it. How about kneeling down and begging them?
Oh, you're trying to set me up like that again. That's enough. I'll contact Spencer directly.
Go ahead.
Hey, Spencer, I can't get a message read, and you're not answering your phone. Can you tell him to call me back?
More importantly, Spencer has a message for you. This is such a joke. Enough of this bullshit. Don't ever contact me again. As for the money, he said to take care of it yourself. He abandoned you, didn't he?
No way.
And one more thing, this is for Jane. I don't know if you're acting like I'm your fiancé, but I don't know you. Could you tell her not to bother my family anymore?
There's no way I can say that. I told her I was going to arrange the marriage and invited her family too.
That's something you did on your own. Well, that's fine. I'm being nice. Well then, we'll contact Jane's parents from our side. So we are both in different places, but let's enjoy this week. See you later.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by making fun of your mother-in-law? Are you listening to me? Okay, I'll accept you as my daughter-in-law, so transfer some money into my account.
The magic of words. I explained to my husband and looked at the message exchange with my mother-in-law. I knew, without a doubt, that my mother-in-law was saying Washington, D.C. He told me after we got back, if she complained, he would take my side. I almost wanted to tell him that we should have properly refused in the first place before any of this happened. But I didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruin our honeymoon. We then enjoyed our trip. We were really happy to have a trip that we could fully enjoy together as a couple, with no one in the way. My mother-in-law, on the other hand, seemed to be plotting with Jane on how to steal my husband. But she lied to Jane's parents that Spencer's marriage didn't work out and we broke up. So she asked them to go on a trip with her family for a meeting. Naturally, that lie didn't go well, and Jane's family got mad and left immediately. Jane's parents paid for the trip. Later, they asked for compensation for the cost of the trip. If only she hadn't said she wanted to come on our honeymoon with us, I would have planned a fun trip for her to enjoy. I laughed to myself about the fact that it was her fault for making such an unreasonable request.
Hey, you good for nothing?
Me?
Yeah. Who else? It's you. When I checked my luggage, only 2 pairs of socks were in it for this entire business trip. I told you to pack me some underwear too. They weren't in there. What's up with that?
Oh, sorry, it's my bad.
You're a housewife, but you can't even properly pack your husband's stuff. If you can't take care of me right, don't call yourself a housewife. You're just a lazy freeloader.
I'm sorry, I'll be more careful next time.
What if my work doesn't go well because of this? It'll be your fault.
Just because of the socks and underwear?
I'm nice enough to marry someone like you without the degree, skills, or money. So you better get your act together.
Yes.
You, with no abilities, won't be able to survive if I divorce you, right?
You don't have to put it like that.
Then take better care of me.
I was a bit busy with Jack's field trip preparations.
Don't use our kid as an excuse. Who's providing for you?
I know that.
If you do, then prioritize me. Jeez, why do I have to explain every detail? You're so incompetent without a college degree and any understanding, you know?
But Jack's only 5 years old and requires a lot of attention. It would really help if you could do some things on your own.
Oh man, you still don't get it, huh? What are you saying? You're a housewife, right?
Yes.
Your job is to take care of your husband, the breadwinner, isn't it?
I understand that.
If you understand, then why aren't you doing it already?
I'm sorry.
Anyone can apologize, you know? You need to show it through your actions, okay? Listen, I work to provide a good life for you guys. This business trip to Mexico is for that too.
Yes, thank you for your hard work. It's a 5-day trip, right?
Right. I work my butt off, but you're neglecting your duties as a housewife. It's outrageous. When I return, you better welcome me with open arms. Got it?
Yes, got it.
Make sure there's a hearty meal on the table too. If I find out you cut corners, there will be consequences.
Okay. I'm Shiana, 35 years old. I'm part of a family of 3, including my 5-year-old son Jack and my husband Louis. Louis and I work at the same company and got married. When we were going out, he made all the decisions from where we went to what we ate. Back then, I thought of him as a decisive person and found it quite appealing. However, it was only after we got married that I realized he was actually quite selfish and always wanted things to go his way. By that time, we already had a child, so I believed that if I could just tolerate it, things would work out. His job involves frequent business trips, with Mexico being one of the places he visits at least once a month. This time, his trip there was scheduled for 5 days. Little did I know that it would lead to something completely unexpected. Louis is in big trouble! There's been a plane crash! My precious only child! What am I going to do? Oh God, I wish this was just a dream! Shiana, what are we going to do now? What's going on, Joyce? You need to watch the news right now! A plane crash in Mexico? No way. His name appeared on the screen before. Oh no, it's mentioned again just now.
I won't be able to go on if I lose him.
Please, calm down. He might still be okay even if he was in the accident.
But they said it was pretty much hopeless for the crew and passengers after a plane crashed into the sea.
He's a good swimmer, so he might have survived.
Sure, he's been good at swimming since he was young, but it's a plane crash. Swimming skills won't help in this situation.
But we won't know for sure until...
How can we confirm?
I think I should call him just to be sure.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, I can't get through to him.
You can't reach him? You see? Does that mean he's in a hopeless situation? Is that it? This can't be true. Oh God, Louis!
We still don't know for sure. I'll try contacting the airline and his workplace.
Then do it quickly.
Should I also contact the embassy?
Contact everyone you can think of.
Understood. I'll do my best to find out more. Please wait a little longer.
By the way, you're remarkably composed right now. Why are you so calm?
Am I?
Your husband was in a plane accident. Most people would be more frantic in this situation, don't you think?
At times like this, it's important to stay calm. Panicking with uncertain information is the last thing you want to do.
You've always been so cold, you know. Poor Louis.
Excuse me?
Are you thinking about collecting the insurance money if he's gone? You're a heartless wife.
What in the world are you saying?
Honestly, I was against your marriage from the start. Your family is poor and you only have a high school education. I shouldn't have approved it.
Why are you saying this now?
Your parents run an unprofitable business, right? That's why you, from a poor family, ended up in a low-level public school instead of a private one. It's your parents' wrong upbringing that turned you into a heartless, cold woman. Even though you came from a poor family and went to a low-level public high school, they should have taught you the importance of family values.
Is this really the time for all of this?
Louis is an elite from Stanford University. I absolutely despise the idea of marrying someone like you who didn't even go to college. But I allowed it out of pity.
Joyce, we need to confirm the plane crash right now.
Oh, I get it now. You arranged this plane crash too, didn't you?
What nonsense. How could I do such a thing?
You knew it would crash and deliberately put him on that flight.
Are you crazy? His company handled the flight bookings.
You probably instructed them to do that, to leave no evidence.
How on earth would I even know that it was going to crash? Unless you have some kind of superpower, it's impossible.
A loving married couple should naturally know things like this. If there's love, you should have sensed if there was going to be an accident, or if it was better not to take that flight. It's your fault for not sensing that.
Hold on a sec. What you're saying is absurd.
Even if something happens to him, I won't give you a single cent. His savings and property, everything belongs to me.
But we still don't have any information on his status.
We need to clarify these things beforehand.
Even if that were the case, the inheritance rights would go to Jack in that event.
Well, he's the heir to this family. Naturally, his custody and inheritance rights belong to me too.
I won't accept that. He'll remain with me no matter what. If something happens to Louis, he'd be my only family.
Over here too. If he were to be gone, the heir would only be my grandchild. If you don't compromise, I won't have a choice. Then it's going to court. I can afford a good lawyer because I have money, but you don't, so it's clear who's going to win.
That's terrible. We still don't even know what happened to Louis.
This is a time to make things clear. It would have been wise to clarify and document these things before you guys got married. If something happens to him, you'll leave without my grandchild.
No way. But first, we need to confirm his safety. I don't believe he's gone. I believe he's still alive. As I watched the news in shock, my mother-in-law Joyce sent me messages that further stunned me. She shares a similar personality with Louis. Since our marriage, I've been caught in between these two strong-willed and selfish people, enduring hardships all along. I had always felt that she didn't truly accept me as her family. But I never expected her to be that crazy, especially in this situation where Louis might be in a disastrous accident. What if something really happened to him? Will my son be taken away from me? I was distraught, not knowing what to do, and just kept trying to confirm his safety. When I called the airline, the line remained busy. His workplace informed me that he had applied for 3 days of paid leave. They weren't sure if he had boarded the scheduled flight or if he was still in Mexico. Overwhelmed with anxiety, I decided to leave Jack with my parents. Then, I obtained an emergency passport and headed to Mexico, at least to be closer to the situation.
Hey, have you found Louis yet?
The airline isn't helping, so I still don't know. Even when I asked at the airport, they kept saying they didn't know.
Then what's the point of you going there? What did you go for? Did you just spend a ton of money to go on a vacation or something?
I couldn't possibly think of anything like that in this situation. I might get some information by being here rather than waiting back home.
But you don't know anything yet. You're really incompetent. Try harder. What about his phone? Did you get through?
No, that didn't work either.
Are you sure you're really trying to contact him?
Based on the news here, they seem to have located the crash site. It looks like the rescue teams are heading there.
So, he might be okay?
Still unclear. Just don't get your hopes up too high. He's been stranded in the sea for more than a day.
What? You're saying it's better if he doesn't survive? You're such a heartless woman.
I'm not thinking that at all.
You're just a high school graduate and you don't even speak Spanish, do you? Are you really getting accurate information?
I can speak Spanish, you know.
Even though you only graduated from high school? You probably speak broken Spanish, right? Can that even get you by locally?
I went volunteering abroad instead of going to college, so I can manage daily life and have conversations.
Huh?
I joined my church to do volunteering in Peru.
Were you doing odd jobs abroad because you were so poor?
Oh my God, no. Anyway, I can speak Spanish, so I won't misunderstand the news.
Well, if so, then make sure you get the information right and find Louis. If something happens to him, I'll never forgive you.
Hey, I'm back, but you're not here. I know you're an incompetent housewife, but can't you even be here to welcome me back? You promised to do so to make up for not properly packing my stuff, didn't you? Breaking your promise, huh? Are you taking me lightly?
Is this?
Listen, be back in 5 minutes. I won't forgive you if you're 1 minute late.
You're home?
Isn't it obvious that I should be home? You're not happy that I'm back?
You're alive. I was so worried that you might be gone.
Huh? Who's gone? I'm back in the States. I'm currently at home.
Is it really true?
Of course. Come home quickly and make dinner.
Weren't you involved in a plane crash?
Crash? What are you talking about?
Because the flight you were supposed to be on crashed, and your name was on the news.
Oh? I rescheduled my return flight, so I canceled the one I was supposed to take.
Plus, your phone wasn't working.
I dropped it in the bathroom during the trip, and it broke. I sent it for repair and have been using a temporary one since coming back.
I see.
Come to think of it, there was some news about an accident when I was coming back. Was that the flight I was supposed to take? I unknowingly dodged a bullet. Seems like when you reach my status, you can avoid danger without even realizing it.
I was really worried. I'm glad you're still with us.
Of course I'm alive. Anyway, come back home quickly and cook something. I'm starving. Also, the house is a mess. What have you been doing?
I had to leave in a hurry.
You're really lax for a housewife, huh? You can't be anything else but that, so you should be doing your job better, as I always say. Just come home right away.
I can't. I'm in Mexico right now. I flew out to check on you.
What? Are you kidding me? What a waste of money.
Don't talk like that. I was worried about you.
You could have just waited for me to contact you.
But if something happened to you, you couldn't contact me, right?
Or was it for my life insurance? Did you rush to the site for that? You're unbelievable.
Why is it that both you and your mom are saying such things? Isn't it normal to be concerned about my own husband?
Oh, I wonder. More importantly, what about my dinner?
You can get something for yourself.
What's with that high and mighty attitude? Are you trying to starve me to death and get life insurance or something?
Of course not.
Then get on a plane back right now.
I'll do that without you telling me. Oh, wait.
If you get on a plane now, you'll land in about 3 hours. Hurry up. Hey, have you already arrived? Get back home and start cooking. You're such a useless wife.
Well, you see, I'm still in Mexico City.
Why are you still over there? You already confirmed that I'm fine.
Yeah, but...
I told you to get on a plane and come back immediately. Don't tell me a good-for-nothing housewife like you planned to have fun there and then return, do you?
The one who was having fun was you, right?
What are you talking about? I said it was a business trip, didn't I?
But you've been using your paid leave and extending your stays every time, right? I inquired with your company.
I was extending my stay for some rest. What's wrong with that? And you contacted my office?
Yeah, I was worried about you, and I stayed at the same hotel as you. You left something there, right?
Huh?
Who's Maria?
Who?
She came to the hotel to pick up your forgotten item. She said she was your wife.
That's...
And she even has a 1-year-old son, she said. Please explain.
Is there some kind of misunderstanding here?
Misunderstanding?
Because, there's a language barrier. I mean, I'm already surprised that you managed to stay at a very local hotel. You don't even speak Spanish.
Did you forget that I volunteered in Peru in the past? Oh, maybe you forgot because you aren't interested in me. You have Maria, right?
Well...
I'm invited to her house and I'm meeting her family and relatives now.
No way.
They threw you guys a grand wedding 2 years ago, isn't that right? I was shown some pictures.
That's... Well, you see...
You haven't legally married yet because of some paperwork issues. But did I hear it'll be done soon?
Well, I have some obstacles.
Obstacles?
Please, can you not tell Maria anything?
Don't tell her what? Like, I'm the real wife? And we have a 6-year-old child together? Or you were having an affair here while everyone back home was worried about an accident?
All of it.
Wow, you really love her, huh?
No, you're the only one that I love, Shiana. She was just a fling from the beginning.
Huh? You even had a wedding, though.
Oh, that? That's because her family meddled in and forced me to do it. I didn't have much choice as she got pregnant. I didn't want to get married at all.
You look happy in the wedding pictures, though.
It's a fake smile. And besides, if we ever divorced over there, I'd be hit with some outrageous financial claims because of the customs.
Oh, really?
Not to mention, every time I visit, her family constantly nags me for money. I figured it was about time to call it quits. Please, let me end things amicably with her, so play along for now.
How are you planning to do that? Will you stop coming here? Quit contacting her and disavow the child?
Right. It's a natural dissolution. We shouldn't have been together in the beginning because we're from different countries. I'm just trying to make it right.
That's too irresponsible. But I hear there are so many others like you.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I haven't given her my contact information or told her my company name, so don't worry as long as you keep quiet.
Oops, I already did. And by the way, I told her that you and I are married for now, but we'll get divorced soon, so she doesn't need to worry.
No.
I'll file for divorce and make sure to claim alimony. Also, I'll take custody of Jack, so you'll have to pay child support.
No way! He's the heir! There's no way Mom will let him go!
It's all good. There's another one between you and Maria. I'm sure she wouldn't dare to complain. And even if it goes to court, I'm pretty sure I'd win. So, live happily with your other family.
Wait! Just wait! It'll affect my image at work if we divorce. I have a certain standing in my company, you know. Please, reconsider.
After I return, I'll go straight back to my parents. We'll discuss the divorce through a lawyer, so please cooperate.
Wait! Please! You know I love you. You're the only one. I don't want to be a divorcee. Think it over, will you?
Subsequently, I filed for divorce. I've taken custody and we settled on alimony and child support. Louis had a hard time at his job due to the incident becoming known, leading him to resign. He moved back in with his mother and they were living modestly together for a while. Recently, Maria arrived with the child and began living with them. However, due to her inability to speak any English, as well as dealing with the selfish Joyce and the unhelpful Louis, who didn't assist with household chores or childcare, she lost her patience and returned to Mexico after 3 days. Louis struggled to find a new job while dealing with the twice increased alimony and child support payments. He had to take multiple part-time jobs to make ends meet, never getting a break, and living in poverty with his mother. I was able to find a job where I could put my Spanish skills to good use. With the help of my parents, I'll be working hard to balance raising Jack and my career from now on.
Nate, where did you go? You disappeared after getting out of the bath. Did you go out? Hey, Nate.
What?
Where did you go in the middle of the night? I'm scared that something might happen to you. Please, come back quickly.
Something like what? Getting stabbed by a psycho?
Huh? What did you just say? Our son Josh lost his life to a robber's attack, and you can make jokes like that? It's been just 3 days since we lost him.
Whatever. Shut up.
What's with that attitude?
Doesn't our son crossing over bring a sense of closure for you as well?
What do you mean?
In simpler terms, our relationship ends as of today. Marina is really down, so I've decided to protect her with all my might. Josh's funeral is over and I'm going to marry our son's widow.
Are you cheating on me? That means you did that to Josh? You did it intentionally to be with her?
No way. Did you see her crying at the funeral? Do you think that was acting?
If so, she should become an actress.
Right? Besides, I always go straight home after work. I don't have time for an affair.
I guess.
They've been married for 2 years and I've harbored feelings for her.
Even so, they didn't visit our house frequently and we didn't have many meetings. Wait a minute, did you secretly meet with her behind my back, did you?
What's wrong with a father visiting his son's house? Josh went to the other side, and I saw an opportunity to make a move.
Are you serious?
She genuinely loved Josh. That's why I think as father who has similar face with Josh can start a new life with her.
Is Marina saying the same thing?
At first, she flatly rejected me. No matter how much resemblance there is, she says she couldn't.
Of course, a normal person would respond that way. I'm relieved that Marina is not as foolish as you are.
I couldn't give up, so I continued expressing my feelings over the phone for these 3 days. I told her that I was dumping the woman in her 50s and committing myself entirely to Marina.
If you're uttering such words, you're the older one. And to a 25-year-old like her, you're an old man either way. Marina would never agree to be with you. It's pathetic to have such delusions at 50, so stop it.
Well. She said we could be together if you agreed to the divorce.
No way.
Marina accepted my love. Age doesn't matter. We love each other. No one can stop us.
She's your son's wife. Don't you feel sorry for Josh?
I don't care about a fool who got stabbed by a robber and died.
Josh saved a child. Don't say such things. He protected customers as a bank employee. It's an honorable thing.
I always hated his hypocritical attitude.
What?
He's been an honor student ever since.
Weren't you always bragging about him being such a hardworking and outstanding son?
I lied because I didn't want to be embarrassed about being jealous of our son.
So deep down you've always been jealous?
Even when he got a job at a famous bank or when he married a beautiful high-income wife, I can't even express how badly I wanted to punch him.
He was the world's most kind and just son. Seriously, do you even realize how embarrassing and insane you sound right now? Nobody has the right to insult my son, especially now that he's gone.
I always hated that about him. I'm glad he's gone now.
How could you say that?
Well, we will forget about that idiot and get on with our lives.
Fine, do whatever you want.
Good. Fill up the divorce papers now. I'll pick them up while you're at work.
So you are not coming back?
I left with that intention. I can't live with an old lady who doesn't understand obvious things like that. I'm going to live at my friend's house until you leave.
Friend's house? Do you mean Marina's house?
What?
After all, aren't you two already in an intimate relationship? Josh passed away 3 days ago. Talking about divorce is too sudden.
Definitely not. Marina won't even let me in her house. She says not until I break up with you.
Really?
I'm serious. That's why I want to leave you as soon as possible.
But we have to talk about a lot of stuff, like property divisions. And there's one more thing I want to tell you about Marina.
What? You're bad-mouthing her? That's not going to sway my feelings. I don't want to hear anything from a loser old lady, so...
No, Josh asked me for advice a while ago.
Josh was backstabbing her with you, huh?
Why would he do that? Listen to me.
I won't talk to trash that conspired with my foolish son to bully her. I hope you disappear now. So long, old hag, and watch your step at night.
Just yesterday we were talking about living as long as our son. I can't believe that all those words were a lie. If our son, who was an earnest and capable banker, sees the situation now, I wonder what he will feel. I have no intention of staying with my husband now that he talked to me like that. But even if we divorce, there is one thing about Marina that bothers me. Just as I was about to discuss this with my husband, he did an unforgivable thing.
What's the deal with you? I put the divorce papers in the mailbox, but you haven't filed them yet? It's been 3 days already.
It's only been 3 days. I have a lot of preparations to make.
It felt like an eternity to me, and I couldn't take it anymore, so I had to take decisive action.
What do you mean?
Starting today, Marina and I will be living in our house.
Don't be selfish.
You are so dumb. It's too late for you to say anything now. I got home just in time to see you head to work. I've already sorted things out.
You're joking, right?
I've already made arrangements for the construction. I'm going to knock down your room and Josh's room to make a bigger space. Marina and I will have our own bedroom.
That's impossible. What happened to our personal belongings?
Don't worry, I sent them to your parents' house.
Josh's belongings too?
Oh, I got rid of those. It was garbage day, so...
What?
His old bags, stationery, and photo albums might not be worth anything if I saw them.
They were all cherished mementos.
Which means garbage.
They're irreplaceable memories. I can't believe it.
Take that crap.
What about the urns? I'll take care of it if you don't. Don't tell me you threw that away too.
I told you I threw everything away. I packed them in garbage bags and took them out.
Are you serious? No way. Go get them back.
I took them hours ago. They're already gone.
Oh no. Are you sure there's nothing left?
There's not a damn thing. I already changed the locks on the front door, so if you come looking for them, you can't get in. I've also informed the construction workers to turn you away if you come looking for me. I told them you're a stalker who's jealous of me and Marina. They might call the police.
You're a rotten person, no matter how far you go.
If that's how you feel, go ahead and submit the divorce papers.
I'll do it without being told. Now, I want to be a stranger as soon as possible, even if it's just for a moment.
Great.
My share of the property is the house to you. If you've already made arrangements for construction, I don't have a choice. Can we agree that I get the savings instead?
Sure. Go take it if I get to be husband and wife with Marina as soon as possible. Take it as you will. I'm rather sorry that's all you get. I'll always have my darling Marina, though. You're going to spend your old age as a divorced woman without a son. I'm sorry you don't have a son.
I'll give you one last piece of advice, having been a married couple for over 25 years.
What?
Be careful with the poison.
Are you trying to bury us in hatred or something?
I'm not going to do anything. I'm talking about your new wife.
Of all things to say, you're such a pathetic woman trying to blame Marina just out of spite.
Say whatever you want. I tried to give you some advice, but I don't want to explain myself any further to someone who doesn't want to listen to me.
I don't listen to advice from a loser. Get the hell out of here. Don't contact me again. Help!
No, I won't.
I haven't even told you why I'm here, so why the immediate response?
I'm not so soft-hearted as to help someone who treated me so badly.
Don't hold a grudge. You're the only one I can count on. We've been a married couple for over 25 years. Help me.
I see. You're in a tight spot, huh? I listen to you if you have something interesting to say.
It's not an interesting story. The truth is, once Marina and I got married, she turned into a control freak.
She lost her husband like that. I'm sure she has anxiety.
No, it's not like that. She checks in on me every 3 minutes to see what I'm doing. She sets meals and bedtimes. She even controls my bathroom schedule.
What about work?
She asked me to quit because she's the one earning, and she wants me to greet her with a smile every day.
You've always complained about not wanting to work and how hard it is to work. Good for you.
There's no way that's good. If I break my schedule even a little bit, I get slapped.
Ouch, she's so strict.
I can tolerate it if there's something good thing, but that woman has nothing but bad things, especially her cooking. It's disgusting.
How dare you criticize your own wife's cooking?
She can only make burnt bread or something messy like dog food.
Maybe she thinks you're a dog.
No way! The food is messing with my health. I keep going between diarrhea and constipation and I can't sleep.
You are just overthinking.
Seriously, the food is like poison.
Why not just avoid eating it then?
Then she will start slapping me if I don't eat it.
Well, she doesn't seem like the type of person who would do that.
Remember how you warned me about poison before we split?
Surprisingly, you remember that.
If you know anything about it, tell me now.
Josh was telling me a similar story to yours.
What do you mean?
She has kept asking him to quit his job. He always doesn't feel good and the food tastes awful. She slaps him if he eats out, and he is thinking about getting a divorce.
That's exactly what I'm going through. This is all new to me. Her behavior was different when I visited their place.
Marina was probably acting at that time. Josh told me about it secretly. When I heard that, I got a PI to look into it. Apparently she's quite dependent and has some crazy mental issues.
What on earth is going on?
She wants to dedicate herself wholeheartedly to the person she's locked onto in exchange for having everything go her way. She wants to keep them in a cage.
So, in a way, I'm in a cage?
Absolutely. It's like your personal doghouse. Right when I was trying to rescue Josh from that kind of woman, tragically, he got stabbed and passed away.
Why didn't you say anything to me? You should help me too.
You ignored what I was saying.
I misunderstood. I thought you were being mean to her. It would have helped. if you were patient and sought a proper discussion. I'm blaming you for this.
Can you quit blaming me for it?
I can't stay here forever.
Why don't you just run away?
She works from home all the time. I don't have any chance to escape. She even made the bedroom bigger so she could see the whole room at a glance. It was to keep an eye on me.
Even Marina has to go to the bathroom or take a bath, right?
I tried several times, but it didn't work.
Why not?
She's watching me 24 hours a day with a GPS on her phone. Even if I leave the house, I'm always caught somewhere.
Why don't you just leave your phone?
I should run away completely alone? I can't stand being lonely like that.
Are you stupid? You should at least put up with that.
Do you have any idea the fear that she might catch me in a situation where I can't contact anyone?
Then why don't you call the police and get help?
I can't. The phone is probably tapped too.
How do you know?
She is good at that kind of thing. I've implied before that I'd call the cops because I really couldn't take it anymore. She slapped me back and forth 5 times, and then she threatened me with what would happen if I reported her.
If you can get online, there are other ways, like asking for help on social media or contacting the police website.
I can't do anything except the messaging apps. My phone has restrictions.
Why would a grown man like you have restrictions? Did you just give her your phone and let her set it up?
She got us matching phones when we got married. She insisted on doing all the settings for me.
Jesus, I'm sure she found it easy to control you.
Don't make fun of me. All my contacts were erased except you, so I'm under siege.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You're the only one I can count on now. Help me out. You're the one with the evidence when you investigated her. Use that evidence for me and report her.
I don't want to.
Why not? We used to be together for 25 years, and your ex-husband is suffering like this.
It's not enough.
What?
I hope you suffer even more for throwing away Josh's urn and taunting him.
You're still mad at me about that?
Of course. I'm not going to forgive you for the rest of my life.
If you help me, I'll go to the garbage disposal and bring you the urn. Then you will forgive me?
Are you stupid? Do you think I will forgive you like that? Why don't you burn as garbage just like Josh's belongings? Then I'll forgive you.
Because there's nothing else you can do now. It's already burned.
It's still here.
What?
After you said you threw them, I rushed to the landfill. The staff noticed it and it was kept safely.
What the heck? Then why are you so mad at me?
The urn was safe, but the rest was burned. My memories of Josh are now gone. And how can you have that kind of attitude?
I will apologize and do whatever you ask if you help me.
It's different if you will apologize to me just because I asked you to.
How on earth can you help me then? You already investigated Marina. The only thing you have to do is report it to the police.
There's nothing I could do, and you should realize that by now, you worthless piece of trash.
What?
Why do you think Marina kept my contact information on your phone?
Did she overlook erasing it or something?
Nope. She knows that I won't help you.
What are you implying?
After our divorce, I encountered her and had a conversation. Well, I have to talk to her about alimony, you know.
You talked to her?
Marina pledged to provide $10,000 in alimony and offered a sincere apology. So I've chosen to forgive her.
When did this happen? I didn't know anything about it.
At that point, I gave her some advice.
What advice?
My ex-husband is the type to wander around aimlessly. It's better to keep a close eye on him.
No way.
Oh, I probably told her about your phone addiction, suggesting it would be simpler to monitor you using GPS.
You told her that?
I also suggested to her about restriction settings on the phone.
So it was all your plan?
I didn't expect that she would tap on you, you know. It was her own psychotic decision. Other than that, I suggested everything. Feeling hopeless now?
Oh my god. How could you do this to me? Are you happy that I'm suffering now?
Of course. Since Josh passed away, I might be smiling for the first time. She left my contact info for this moment.
Enough already. If I continue living like this, I won't last 6 months, and I'll end up in the afterlife. Josh wouldn't have wanted this, right?
You, who threw away Josh's urn and belongings, don't dare to utter Josh's name. You're going to fall under her poisonous fangs. You should apologize to Josh with your life.
No, I don't want to die.
Oops, I was wrong. Josh is in heaven, while you're destined for hell. I guess you won't meet him in the afterlife.
No!
After that, it seems Nate endured a life of bondage for a while. He finally made up his mind, left his phone at home, and ran away. However, it appears a GPS was sewn into the collar of his clothes. He was captured by Marina. Only God knows what happened next. The other day, I heard that the girl our son saved has entered junior high school. She, her parents, and some bank executives expressed their gratitude for our son. Once again, I was genuinely relieved that I was able to retrieve the urn. Keeping our son's sense of justice in mind, I want to continue living my life in good spirits.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.